Hey guys, welcome back to Queen City Q, and today we are finally going to be doing a long smoke on the Yoder YS640S. We're going to be smoking pork butts, but before we get to that, we got to prep our butts. I already trimmed around some fat off it. I took the thick layers of fat cap off of the pork butts, just so that way we can develop a better bark around the whole pork butt, because you really don't want, that layer of fat on top does nothing for us. We are going to be making pulled pork sandwiches, and I'm excited to finally do a nice long smoke on the Yoder. It's going to be a really cool test to see how it handles that. The last time I did a long smoke was on the Kamado Joe, and I know how everything looks when I smoke on the Kamado Joe, especially the long cooks. So it'll be interesting to see how it looks when we smoke on the Yoder. So to get things started, we're going to be injecting the pork butts with some apple juice. And we'll be doing 1-inch squares, 1-inch spaces all around the pork butts. Okay, now that we got the pork butts injected, we are going to let it sit in the refrigerator. We'll pull it out. Let's see, it's 9:30 right now. Probably going to pull this out around 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. We'll pull it out. We'll get the smoker started, and then we'll pull these out of the refrigerator. Let it come up to temperature a little bit. And while we pull it out of the refrigerator and let the smoker warm up, we are going to coat it with seasoning and let it sit with that seasoning and start to almost really make the outside of the pork butt wet. And that's what's going to attract the smoke to it first thing. So we'll get to doing that, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, it's early in the morning. Pork butts are pulled out of the refrigerator. We're going to season them. The Yoder's fired up, firing up to I think 260 right now, because based off of when we did those whole chickens, it seemed like my my ambient temperature with the meter probe was about 10 to 15, 20 degrees off of what the set temperature was. So I'm starting it out at 260 on the Yoder, which should give me somewhere right around 250, maybe 245. And we'll fine tune, a few hours from now and see where we're at. But we're going to season it with Meat Church Honey Hog. Absolute, one of my favorites. It has a lot of nice flavors, and I know I'm cooking this for my family that's coming over today, and I know my mom loves this, so it's nice and sweet. That's what she likes. She doesn't like any heat at all, so she'll be happy with this. So we are going to pour a lot of this on here. I want to get a really nice, good bark going on. So we'll let these wait until the Yoder gets up to temperature. Probably wait another half hour, 45 minutes. You already see this one is starting to turn a little wet on top, and it's going to fully be wet, and it's almost like the seasoning will turn sludgy, kind of like what you see on my hands right now. So it'll turn sludgy, and that's that moisture that's coming out of the meat, which is okay to lose because that's what's going to attract the smoke right away. So we'll get these on the smoker in 45 minutes and get cooking. Okay, we are right around 7 hours into our cook on our probably about 14 pounds of pork butt. One is probably around 8 or 9 pounds, and the other the 5 or 4, and I've been out doing yard work around, and I live on just over an acre, so I can be pretty far away from the Yoder. but the smell that I'm getting while I'm like, doing yard work is overpowering the 2-cycle exhaust. And it is a wonderful smell. I'm using Barbecuer's Delight competition blend, which is oak pellets that has a 50-50 mix of cherry and pecan woods in it. Now, I filled up the hopper completely full when we started, and this is what we're looking at right now. So it's there we go. So we're probably about halfway, but I'm thinking I really love the smell, but I am wondering, what if I were to make my own pellet blend? What if I were to take like a hickory pellet and find a true pecan pellet and a true cherry pellet and do like a third blend of each, weigh it all out and then mix it and then put it in the hopper. I'm really wondering how that would end up working, so that'll probably be something that I'll end up trying. But in the meantime, 7-hour mark, I have not opened up this lid yet. So we're gonna open it up just to see how things are looking. Still probably got about another 4 or 5 hours to go. So when I open this lid, will be your first time seeing pork butts on the Yoder as well as mine. I'm excited, so let's get to it. Okay, here we go. Got the handle. Smells so good. Ready? Oh, wow. Look at that bark. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Pulling away from the bone. Oh, wow. This looks incredible. This looks amazing. Oh, wow. I'm so happy. So happy. Still got a little bit more to go, but what? I'm ecstatic right now on how that's looking. I seriously can't wait. I think this will probably be the best pulled pork I've ever made. And I've made so many from when I was a little kid until now. That looks the best I've ever made, by far. Hopefully it tastes just as good as it looks. So we'll be back once we hit about, I'll start probing it right around 195, 197 degrees. We'll probe it for tenderness and go from there. So see you in a little bit. Okay, a little over 10 hours. We're at our target temp. I just probed it for tenderness and it is spot on. I think right now we're reaching an internal temperature on the meter thermometer at around 200, 201 degrees. But everything seems to be perfect to pull it off the Yoder right now. Let it rest. We'll probably let it rest for maybe about a half hour or so, and then we'll go ahead and pull it. So, are you ready? Are you ready to see what's inside this thing? It is unbelievable. Of all my years smoking pork butts, I don't think I've ever gotten a result quite like this. So let's get to it. Okay, now that the pork has rested, time to take off this foil. I'm nervous for this, but hopefully just taking that bone comes off clean, just like it did. You do have really good smoke penetration right in there. That's nice to see. I mean, this is great. Absolutely great. I mean, bone comes off clean. That's exactly what we want. Let me get the thermometer out of there. That's awesome. I mean, and it's just wanting to fall right apart, just how it's supposed to be. Now, here's the big thing. It's falling apart, but, I mean, oh, I'm pretty sure right in here is the money muscle. So, let's go for a good taste. Nice, it's hot as can be, but I mean, this is so juicy, so good. Good smoke penetration, good flavor. This is going to be some awesome pulled pork. I can't wait. So we're going to get some sandwiches together, have some family over. It's going to be a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching pulled pork on the Yoder YS640. I can't wait to do it again. I mean, look at that bark on that. Let's get some of that. Really good. So full of flavor. Thank you for watching Queen City Q. Maybe we'll do a brisket next time. Have a good one.